Tell me a little bit about how you got started.
I was in my early, mid 20s at the time and needed to start making some money. And I am a third generation real estate agent. My grandfather started a real estate company. My dad still has the sign that says it's Clarkson Real Estate and Insurance and Other Things or something like that. So when I got into it, it was my grandfather was in real estate. I had an uncle in real estate. My dad was in real estate. My sister was in real estate. And thought, well, if they can do it, then certainly I could do this as well. So I went and met with my dad and definitely helped me get going. But that was back in 2004 when I started. And I sold, I think, 2 houses in my first 6 months in real estate. And then 12 in my first full year.
If you talking to a new agent or someone who's experienced, how would you tell them to start the business planning process?
Yeah, I mean, first thing I did is I started an S Corp. So I actually started a business, right? Instead of just being sales guy. So I started that, opened a business checking account, which I had never had up to that point. So I did the basic thing. And then I started profit and loss. And so every month looking at the profit and loss, where's it going? And as you start, if you know your numbers, then you can really know your business. And if it wasn't, then I got rid of it. And so that's been a constant lesson. It's like I'm not afraid to try something, but if it doesn't work, then we move on from it. And if it works, we're going to double down and we'll double down again. One of the things that we talk about is agent archetypes, and it was an idea introduced to me. And it really was a freeing idea because agent archetype says there's different types of people. Like we just can't be just shoved into one. Here's how you're a successful real estate agent. Like there's many ways that people can be successful in real estate. And so as you look at that, they talk about a prospector, a converter, a marketer, and a networker as kind of the four big ones. And so Zillow, well, that's the converter space. And so I started realizing to see that was like super freeing for me because I always pictured like, okay, you got to be great at, being a networker, or I need to call for sale by owners or expired listings. Like if I'm going to be successful, I need to do that, or I need to go door knocking. And that just doesn't excite me.
A good way to know where your business should come from and what you should put your time on is knowing what type of person you are. Is there a way that you've given to your team for them to figure out where they're at?
Yeah. Are you going to dread when that phone rings? So if that phone rings and I see it Zillow, is that going to be like a big dread? Like, oh my, I do not want this. Like for me, it's like an exciting thing. Oh, phone ringing, here's a great possibility, great opportunity for me. So if it's an avenue that is just going to be dread for you, then don't don't do it.
How have you created a culture that has created retention and created this very tight-knit group?
What I have loved about our team is creating opportunity. And I think with what we've done, we've created opportunity for the members on our team to do business. My goal is to get to a point where we're generating 200 leads a month, and I think we're pretty close to that right now. Some lead sources are better than others, but I think we're probably generating in the ballpark of 200 leads a month.